If you've ever created a vision board, you understand the psychology behind putting something visual in front of you in an obvious place so that you can't not see it, but also so that you can spend the appropriate amount of time that's needed to allow your brain to kind of understand that, hey, these goals and dreams you've placed here are pretty darn important. And if you haven't listened to episode number 55, I invite you to go back and listen to, because we talk about the science behind how to make these work, or should I say, how we use science to be able to get traction and movement in these places. After all, this vision board stuff isn't just like a fun little craft that we're going to make a board and then use it as decoration in a room. No, no, no. It's an actual tool that can produce movement if we use it right. But today, we're not reinventing the vision board. And if you already have one, I congratulate you, because you're one up on a lot of those of you who are just stepping into this realm. But we're going to create something incredibly powerful, because we're going to level up on the vision board. Are you ready? We're stepping into being the producer, the director, and the actor of your very own mind movie. Oh, quiet on the set, because let's get ready to roll. Well, hello, hello, hello. You are listening to the No Brainers Empowering Possibility Show. These are dialogues of encouragement with fresh perspectives, some invitations to ahas, a little bit of science, and a dash of behavioral psychology, some usable, easy skills to try now, and a whole lot of creative fun. So if leveling up is on your radar, my friend, you are at the right show. I'm your host, Roseanne Marsh, and I'm the author of the teen and the parent empowerment curriculum called Level Up, and you are listening to episode number 56, a mind movie, Level Up on Your Vision Board. Let's talk a little bit about commercials, ones you see on TV or hear on radio or on social media, etc. What do they use to draw us in and get us to remember what they just talked about? They use a lot of different strategies. They use cute little animals, dogs, kittens, anything small, right? Kids, humor, music, jingles, well-known stars. And they show that commercial, or they let us hear that commercial as much as they can, so that they could draw us into their product and help us remember them, right? Well, when I taught sales and marketing classes at my local university, one of the favorite things I did with my classes is we would evaluate Super Bowl commercials. And I have a list of questions for them so that we could kind of evaluate them from all sorts of different angles. But one of the things I would ask them would be, so what are they selling? And a lot of times they'd say, well, they're selling beer or a car or a pair of jeans. But I'd say, but no, but really, what are they selling? And really is they're selling a state of mind. They're selling a feeling. They want you to feel a certain way about their product. Anytime you see the product, it's going to bring up an association with however they have portrayed it. And most of the commercials are so well done. There is a bear commercial that I'm sure a lot of you have seen. It's about a lost puppy, and he gets stuck in this horse trailer, and he's being hauled off from the farm where he lives, and the owner's searching and can't find the puppy, and he's almost eaten by wolves on his way back home, and then the draft horses save him, right? Okay, if you've ever seen that commercial, what did it do to us? I mean, it literally took us on this emotional journey that here we start out with this sweet little puppy, like, oh, and then to the horror of, oh my gosh, now he's been separated from his owners, and he's going to be afraid, he's going to be hungry, he's going to get hurt, he's frightened, he doesn't know where he's at. And he doesn't know how he's going to get out of the trailer, and he finally gets out and he's trying to find his way home. And we're like, oh my gosh, how's he going to get home? And he doesn't know where he's at. And we are wrapped in the story, right? But then it keeps going, and he gets to the point where you think, oh my gosh, he's home and he can see the barn, and you think he's safe. But no, then they throw in this drama of a pack of wolves that are snarling with 5-inch teeth, and that puts us in a little bit of terror. And then we see in the barn the draft horses that can sense what's going on, and they bust down their stall gates and they go thundering up the mountain to save the puppy. And then the very last scene that we see is the little puppy running in front of all these draft horses that are bringing him home like guardian angels. I mean, we go through all that emotion in a 30-second commercial. And there's so many emotions that tie us into that. We think of the company that way, right? So every time we see the company, it was like, oh, wow. You know, they love animals, and this is a trustworthy company, and whatever. They play on our emotions. But it's so well done. The marketing strategies that pull us into a story and elicit emotions, they do that so that they can form a neural bundle in our bodies so that we will remember it. So if you say the name of that company, like, oh, yeah, did you see that commercial? And it brings up this feel good that is associated with their name. Because we can't delete neural connections in our bodies, we have to make new, greater ones so that they take precedence over the older ones that don't serve us. So we absorb all this information, everything that we are exposed to, our body is recording. You think, oh, no, I can just like delete those sorts of things. But no, it's recorded in our body. And then when we hear a jingle or a word or whatever, oh, that information just flows from us, right? But here's the great thing. If a commercial can do those sorts of things to elicit emotion from us and get it to be internalized in our body and our mind, why can't we do the same thing? What they're doing is they're creating an emotional product hook. I've been reading for now the second time an amazing book by Joe Dispenza called Becoming Supernatural. And he had an experience where he was watching a commercial, and the hooks that they use, the statements that brought up of, it was a medical concern. He said they used compelling graphics, words that were playing across the bottom of the screen to reinforce what the actors were dramatically playing out, the music that added to the mood, and voila, he was entrenched into the scenario that brought mental and emotional reaction. And then it was so hard to forget. And we could take advantage of that psychology and the brilliance of that marketing and use it to our advantage. Why not make our own commercial, or should I say our own mind movie? So Joe Dispenza has been working with thousands of people all over the world, helping them change the way they think. And so he explains how their groups will watch 8 minutes of kaleidoscope patterns with music that calms the brain and it intensifies the focus. And it really prepares the brain to be able to allow more in. So then after the kaleidoscope, the group has put together short little videos, and they have like video footage that moves. They've got still shots. They have power words that play over it and play across it. And then they have compelling music that goes along with it. So their brain is in this state of calm and receptivity. And then they play their short movie. Now, the movie can be whatever you want it to be, but it really only has to be like a 5-minute video, but succinct, focusing on the goals and the direction, the things that you want to achieve in your life. So here's the thought. If a neuro expert can teach thousands all over the world to have amazing experiences by heightening the stimuli of the brain through a moving movie, why can't we? So you get to be the writer and the producer and the director of your very own mind movie. And it isn't as daunting as this may seem. In fact, I'm going to give you a couple different ways that you can do it, just in case you're not uber technical. I have a way that you can do it, especially if you've done a vision board, you've done the work, and we can get your mind movie up and running in 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm going to give you a couple different things, but I want to talk first about the elements of what you're going to use to put these together. But are you excited? This will be fun. And if you already have that vision board, like I said, you already have the majority of the work done. So we're going to concentrate on 3 elements. One is videos and images. The next thing is words and affirmations that play on your goals and your dreams that are in these videos and images. And then compelling music. So let's talk about the first one, video and images. These can be some of you, but find video and images of photos of what you want to be. Maybe people who you admire, they're already living the life of what you want to do. They're already doing the thing. They already have the thing. They already espouse that virtue. But let's say an example could be health is important to you. So find fitness photos, running photos, somebody who's athletic, whatever genre of fitness you have. Or maybe it's about clean eating and you've got these beautiful photos of nutritious food. Or maybe you want to travel and you've got all these exotic places you want to travel to. Or you're wanting to graduate and there's pictures of you, of someone in a cap and gown, or you want your company to thrive and you show a bigger version of your building with dollar signs on it or people high-fiving. And maybe you just want to be super happy and it's all these people laughing and having fun. So go to your goals and your dreams and then search out for and take pictures of, yes, you when you succeeded in life. So put that in there, but also all these other pictures of what you want to have happen in your life. So it's your movie. What do you want to have to happen in your life? And with a phone, it is so easy to take screenshots of images. Pinterest, there's internet searches, but beware, a lot of images are copyright protected. And we need to honor that. I mean, people go through a lot of work sometimes to get these beautiful photos. This is not for you to share or commercialize or sell or anything like that. If you're going to use it for your own personal use and no one else is going to see it, then you might be okay to screenshot or screen record. There are also royalty-free photos and music out there. I happen to subscribe to a music server that has all royalty-free, and I also purchase photos. But I am going to put them up on screen, and I need to pay for the rights of those if I'm not using one that is already royalty-free. So for Apple users, this is easy mix using iMovie because you can add your photos, shorten your clips, add music, add text. And for Android users, there's free apps out there for you too. You probably already know some of them, the Filmora Go, the Video Show, Splice. And if you want suggestions on easy creation of videos, just ask a teenager. They will know. But remember, I have a super easy solution for those of you who don't really want to use technology or don't have anyone that can help you with that. So I have an easy solution for you. As long as you have a phone that you can video on, you got it made. That is the first component, of course, was the videos and the images. The second one is finding affirmations and words or power phrases. You're going to marry your photos and your videos with what you want to feel when these things come to pass, right? So let's go back to the health idea. Maybe words could be strong and lean, or powerful and fast, healthy, vibrant, glowing, healed. And you get the idea. You know, what words describe how you will be when that thing comes to pass, as if it has already come to pass, is a better explanation of that. It has come to pass, and so this is how I feel. So have fun with those descriptive words that you're going to add on there. Now, the third component, of course, is music. Oh, the music. Classical music, especially Mozart, Beethoven, and Bach, have a way of allowing information to free flow into the brain. In fact, it affects the corpus callosum that divides the right and the left hemisphere. So there is a free flow from right side and left side hemisphere. So a freer exchange of information. It does amazing things. So the science does point that Baroque music has an amazing effect of being able to help you absorb information in a meaningful way. In fact, if you do a lot of studying, the instrumental classical music is probably one of the best things you can have in the background because it has a certain rhythm, especially 60 beats per minute, does amazing things to the brain. But this is what I'm going to say. I would use music that stirs your soul. That's the music I want to use. Avoid anything that has words because we're going to have words up on the screen and we don't want to compete with the lyrics. So find something instrumental that just makes you excited. What is that that's going to make you feel invincible? The music that calls you forward, that brings out that feeling in your heart. I like epic music. You want to use some strong music, something that would make you jump out of bed, that would make you feel invincible, that would make you run a million miles, that is that charge forward. Remember, this is your mind movie. Think of the overture or how to use music at the end of a movie. Remember, music is very influential. And we want to be very careful what music we listen to. First, because the lyrics go right into the subconscious. Even if we aren't listening to the lyrics, we think, I don't know, I don't really hear the lyrics. No, the brain is absorbing all of that. Your neural system is absorbing all of that. And it's because we're attracted to music. And the reason we're attracted to music is because of our heart, because of the beat. We are attracted to the beat. So music goes right to the heart, to the feeling center. So if I want to influence you, I'm going to use music with a beat that pulls you in, and then I'm going to use compelling images and persuasive words. Voila. That's what the mind movie is. It is a fast track to step in emotionally into that world that you want to create, to be that person, to feel like that person that you want to be. And it's fun to do. It does take a little bit of work to search out your images, your videos. Before we talk about iMovie version of creation, I want to talk a little bit about a simpler version. So first of all, if you have already created your vision board, congratulations. You're going to be the fastest one to be able to put a mind movie together. And if you haven't done one and actually do want to do a physical vision board, then go back to episode number 55 because there's some helpful ways to put a board together. But also it's the great reminder of what the science is that's kind of like the key that turns the engine to make this work. There is science to this. None of this is woo. There's science behind how the brain works. And when we meet the brain where it's at, amazing things can happen. So for those of you saying, look, I have a phone, I have a vision board. So how can I level up my vision board in a simple way? Well, get yourself some empowering music going on in the background. And then I'm going to have you video your board moving close to every significant image and lingering over the memes, go in and out and in and out. So linger there so that you have time to look at it and pull up that feeling of how it feels now that you've already achieved this. And then get every single word, every single image that you've got with this compelling music in the background. Voila. It's that simple. And now you've got your vision board on your phone with that compelling music that you absolutely love. And you're stepping into the feeling of what that feels like when you embody those images that you have put on your board. That's number one. The next level is you may be saying like, look, I know how to put photos and video and music together, but not in like iMovie or any of those others, but I can do PowerPoint or Keynote. Could I do that? And a lot of us know how to use PowerPoint or Keynote because we're doing presentations all the time. That's an amazing way to put this together. So you can put in your videos into the slides. You can put your pictures. You can add in, it's actually easier. You have a better way of, you can even put movement in the words, right? You can animate those things. You can throw in your music into that. Make sure that you, on your slides, put how many seconds you want each one of them to be. If it's one that you really need some time to really, what's the word, drink in the feeling of it, then put a few more seconds on that slide. Add in your music, play the slideshow, video it, and voila, it's on your phone. We need to take these things wherever we are. Now, the last alternative would be any of your video editing apps. You can do it right on your phone. You can screenshot, you can screen record, you can insert those in. I'm not going to tell you how to do it on iMovie because there's so many short tutorials just on YouTube that can help you with how to run those. But you insert, you can shorten your clips, you can add in text, you can add in your music, and there you have it. The majority of the work really is finding the images and the videos. Obviously, pull in those successes that you've had, pictures of you. But once you have this mind movie, what do you do with it? Well, okay, I've got it on my phone. Well, like any tool, unless you use it, it's not going to work, right? It's just like a fun little activity that we did. I got kind of emotional about it. This has got me excited. But if we don't use it, after a while, we forget about it. Every morning and every night, we'll be using this thing. It's going to be pretty short. You can put some kaleidoscope at the beginning of it to get yourself in the mood, or you can go into a meditative state, and then you can go into your mind movie. But play it 1 or 2 times in the morning. Play it and play it in the evening. Why? In the morning, if we play those, just as if you're using your vision board in the morning, we use them in the morning to be able to prepare our brain, the reticular activating system, to be aware that these things are important to us, because we don't want to miss the opportunities, right? We want to be able to step into whatever's happening that's related to that. And our brain is a fabulous way of being able to remind us, or helping us hear, or overhearing something, or seeing a sign that you've never seen before that now opens up an opportunity. So in the morning, prime your brain with your mind movie or your vision board. At night, do the same thing. Why would we do it at night? Well, at night, when your brain goes to bed, one of the last things it does, one of the last things that you've done remains with you the rest of the night, and your brain starts ruminating on that. Now imagine if you have this exciting mind movie with this music that's just got your soul just singing, and then you go to bed, and your mind is just thinking of ways that this stuff is going to happen for you. And then in the morning, when you get up, opportunities start happening. Now, this isn't woo. This is just, now you become more aware and open to those things that you're focusing on. You can't hit a target that you haven't defined. You can't see things that you don't know to look for. Conscious creation is about creating those tools to be able to help us focus and find and become. And when we act upon these things, when we step forward, that's when we start making monumental changes in our life, or even small incremental ones. But isn't it better to have a small incremental than no change at all? This is exciting stuff, guys. I hope you get super excited about your mind movie. If you haven't done a vision board, go back to 55. If you haven't even figured out what your word of the year is, go back to 54. And if you want to learn some more about setting your goals and resolutions and how to make them stick, then go back to 53. Oh my gosh. Even if you're not watching all of this at the first of the year, it doesn't matter when you're watching it. If you want to set momentum and goals and focus in your life, go back and listen to these episodes. I invite you to become the conscious creator of your life. All right, guys, next week, we are leveling up even one more level. Can you believe it? You're not going to want to miss that one. You are the creator of your life. All right, producers, actors, directors, that's a wrap.